Hello, crafty friends. This is Amy. Welcome to my channel. I have this little chicken watering metal piece, and it's kind of meant for you can put a glass piece on it, and then the water would come down and drain through those little round holes, and the chickens or chicks can get some water out of it. We're going to do a cute craft with this. And I have a package of those bottleneck lights where the top goes into the neck of a bottle. And I'm just taking a little time to unwind the wires so they don't break or get, into a knot. And since I want to screw a bottle onto this, I'm going to go through there, the hole, and then that way it'll work out perfectly. And I decided to put 2 of them in. And here's my quart jar. It fits on there perfectly. It's meant for that. And just going to put those wires of lights in there and screw it on. I can't believe how many crafts I've used these little bottleneck lights for. They're just so dainty. They work for so many things, not just putting them in bottles. Now I've got 3 items. They're just kind of leftovers, and I'm going to glue these together. And using my long-term glue, the E6000, and the short-term glue is the hot glue. And if you're new to crafting or new to the channel, these work nicely together because the short-term glue will hold it together while it gives the long-term glue time to set up. And I don't know, but I've tried not to mix the glues. It works better to me, if you just try and keep them separate. Now I took it, and my husband went out and helped me with this. He sprayed it with some primer for me, and then I'm going to paint it with some chalk paint and give it a nice coat. And at this point you can see where everything's blending nicely. It doesn't even look like it's 3 separate pieces. So allow this to dry, and then I had some Dixie Belle, and it's a brown wax, and just using a makeup sponge to put that on. And I think I maybe put too much on, but I am kind of new to using this product, and so I'm just doing the best I can. I'm trying to get it into the crevices and stuff so you can see, like the grungy look. The directions say to apply it with a lint-free cloth and then let it dry for a little while. And so I didn't use the cloth, but I'm using this makeup sponge. And then I'm going to go back and kind of buff it and wipe off the wax and kind of leave it in those areas that it'll show, some dimension. It's kind of fun to watch and see how things turn out and look at the end when you get done doing something like this. I liked it, but I kind of wanted it with a little more white, so I did end up going back over it when I was painting using the white, and you'll see that in just a little bit. Now to add this to the top and make it a topper, we're going to do our 2 glues and hold it in place for a few seconds. That's the nice thing about E6000. It works on so many surfaces. So here I've got the white paint out again. This is chalk paint, and as long as I've got that out, I'm going to dust this up on the top a little bit and bring out some more white. I'm also trying a different technique with the wax to try and put it on with a paintbrush rather than using that makeup sponge. And that seemed to work okay too. Now, I don't know, this is another one of those not products, but a craft that used to be popular back in the 90s using these same items. And I remember seeing things that they'd put, like corn, even popcorn in them, or just field corn, that kind of a thing, to make them look really chickeny, and farmhouse. Spanish moss was also one of those items that was used a lot. Just going to add in some greenery here and just put a little dollop of the hot glue so it can hold it into place. And just trim these pieces down and use the glue and whatever you like. That's how I did it. And at this point I'm thinking, how am I going to cover up those plastic things in the back? So I just did, exactly what I'm doing here and using, the Spanish moss and the greenery. And it did end up being nicely covered. And then this is just some of that nice, it's just in a roll, a small, package of it, and little sprigs, and it adds a lot to your projects. These come in different colors. The white works with anything, but I've seen them in the fall. You can get them in orange and red. I've even seen green, and they're like little pips along this line of brown papery stuff. I'm going to add a little bit more to the top, and that way everything blends nicely. So I was looking at this too, and I was thinking it kind of looked like a cloche. I'm pretty happy with this project. It turned out so pretty. Here it is without lights. Here it is with lights. And here is a close-up. I love how this turned out. What do you guys think? Maybe you'd like to make one too. So those little chicken things, the watering, you can get in those department stores that carry feed and things for animals. Check it out. Let's keep going. DIY number 2. This is just a Dollar Tree box. And then these are just some little rolling pins. I didn't care for them as much as the other kind because they don't really roll. The part that would be supposed to be roll, it doesn't. It's all one piece. And so I decided to cut these down and use them as little feet. I'm going to put the 2 glues and hold it in place. And these will all get painted together. But before I'm painting, I decided I wanted to make it look like there was some metal bars on the sides, because that was something they would do in the old days to kind of reinforce a package like this or a box. So you can take this thicker, I'm not ever sure, it's not chipboard, it's a little thinner than chipboard. Sometimes it's on the back of a calendar, or it's probably the thickness of a box of like cereal. And so I've cut these all down, and I'm just going to put some of these self-adhesive rhinestones on them. And these are going to look like little tacks or like little nails that go in. They aren't all the same. They're all the same size, but they're not all the same as far as, the outside. But it doesn't matter because it's all going to get painted. So the first coat, I'm using the silver enamel. just kind of as a base coat. And then you'll want things to allow them to dry. And I've got this drop cloth, my favorite, and I'm using this. I'm going to use this over the entire box and paint the feet. There is a little bit of lighting problems going on with a little bit of this video here, and I'm sorry, I don't know why it did that, but I did catch it, and unfortunately I couldn't redo the crafts because I'd already done them, but at least I caught it. So I'm just putting a little bit of that lighter color, the drop cloth, right in there since it's already on my brush. And then I did put the elephant, which is like a dark gray, dotted that in there. And you can see it's starting to look like rusty, like metal. Another fun technique would be to make this into old leather. And of course, then you wouldn't want to have like the silver in it. Now I'm just taking black and I'm going to go over the little knobs, and it just kind of magically pulls those little knobs out, and it looks so realistic. I'm just loving it. What do you guys think? Isn't that fun? Just with paper. Now these are little cuties. I do sell these on Etsy, and I believe they're listed at about $5. You get all these images. And I'm just looking through them, and I'm going to find one that has pears. There's the back side. You can see what's all in there. And I'm kind of making it into like an old-fashioned, like a fruit box. So before I get going on this, I'm going to just kind of grunge up the front, the whole entire piece with a little bit of some antique wax. And this is the very first time I've done this project with Liquitex. So it will improve, but I really do kind of love this technique and how it turned out. So you apply the Liquitex and then you put your print down. And I decided I needed to put another thicker layer. So I put it down and then allow this to dry. Then you just take some water and you're basically going to pull away the back of that image, and it kind of rolls away, as you kind of rub it with your finger, it kind of rolls away and you dust it off, and then just keep going. Take your time. You wouldn't want to go too fast. You could rip a hole in it. And it'll just take that backing off, and the front will be left there. Just so you know, to keep in mind, if you were going to do a word, it's going to be the reverse. And so words aren't necessarily going to work with this technique, but any image like this would work pretty good. And then just kind of keep going with it and take that paper away. And at this point I was looking at, wow, this is really a fun technique. I definitely want to do this again. Just kind of pulling that out so it gets everything out of the creases. So it does kind of look like a box that, an old fruit box. And now everything's nice and dry. We're going to add those corners in to make it look like it's got the reinforced metal. Using 2 glues, Aleene's, and then I'm going to put some hot glue so it's got a media hold. What do you think? Is this so cute? Strawberries, that was very appropriate to put in there. Yes, they're fake, but they're fun and cute. Just showing you how cute it turned out. I'm not sure if this one or the one before is my favorite. What do you guys think? I love it. I think I'll be making more fun things with this technique. Last but not least, DIY number 3. Just showcasing more of this gingham paper. I also offer this on Etsy. And this little piece I got from Dollar General for 30 cents. It was, after Easter sales, so it hardly cost anything. And all I'm going to do is just cut this to fit the front, or put it on the top, put some double-sided tape on it, and adhere that down. And if you use that nice, very sticky, quality double adhesive tape, it won't go anywhere. And this way it has no bubbles and no creases. It'll work great. And just pop that down into place and press it down. And then I was out with my daughter and we were, sorry, I'm going to show you to just go around with the back side of that, which looks like it's got a wood print on it. But what I was saying is we were down and went into this store that has so many cute things for like scrapbooking and card making. And I got a little print. It was like a printed paper, but stickers. And so I will show you what I got. It was like $4 and you get all these fun little stickers. So I'm going to take these two off and just pop them on. To me, that blue gingham with that red, it's just so cute. What a nice complementary colors. And then there was just a few little stickers that had flowers on them, and I'm just kind of popping those in. Now this is a cute little thing for a tiered tray. Quick, easy, fun, and not even messy on your hands, really. What y'all think? Isn't that fun and cute? I want to thank you all for coming and watching my channel and supporting me. I truly appreciate it. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel grow. And we will see you on the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.